This meeting is being recorded.
Okay, so good day everyone. Okay, so this time we focus on our ethical hacking and penetration testing. Ethical hacking and penetration testing are important components of modern cybersecurity. With cyber threats now becoming increasingly sophisticated, organizations must proactively assess their security measures to prevent data breaches, system intrusions, and malicious attacks. Ethical hackers, often known as white hat hackers, use the same techniques as cyber criminals, but with the intent to identify and fix vulnerabilities before they can exploit it. So penetration testing is a systematic approach to evaluating security defenses by simulating real-world cyber attacks. Ethical hacking is the practice of deliberately probing computer system, networks, or applications to identify security weaknesses. Unlike malicious hackers, ethical hackers operate with permission from system owners to improve security rather than exploit vulnerabilities. So ethical hacking encompasses activities such as network security assessment, web application security testing, social engineering tests, and forensic analysis. Through uncovering flaws in security mechanism, ethical hackers help organizations fortify their defenses against cyber threats. Penetration testing, commonly known as pen testing, is a structured process that mimics real cyber attacks to evaluate an organization's security posture. And this testing helps our organizations identify security gaps that attackers could exploit. Penetration tests can target various aspects, including network security, web application, cloud security, and wireless system. Through conducting these tests regularly, our organization can proactively fix vulnerabilities and prevent data breaches. And to give us more details about the topic, let us all welcome our presenter. Go ahead.
So, good day everyone. So, again, my name is Ariel Limpiada, and I am the reporter about the Module 5, which is about ethical hacking and penetration testing. The first is, what is ethical hacking? So, when we say ethical hacking, it is involved authorized attempts to gain unauthorized access to system, application, or data to identify vulnerabilities and improve security. So it is the practice of intentionally proving system to identify security vulnerabilities before malicious hacker exploit them. And it is conducted with explicit permission from the organization or the owner of this specific system or application. And the one who conducted the penetration testing is what we call ethical hackers, which is used to simulate cyber attacks to improve security defense. And the one who perform is the white hat hacker with, of course, the permission. So we have different types of hacker, but the one who perform the ethical hacking is the white hat hacker, and it aims to protect the system from malicious attack, follow a strict codes of ethics and legal guidelines, and next is we have a ayan. Next we have a difference between ethical and malicious hacking. So here we have three types of hacker that uh, mentioned, which is the white hat and black hat and the gray hat hacker. The first is we talked about the white hat hacker earlier, which is the one who performed the penetration testing. So it is the one who work with permission, follow legal guidelines, and help to strengthen security. And of course, we have the black hat hacker or the malicious hacker, which is the one who operate without permission and exploit vulnerability for personal gain or destruction of application or system. The example of this is they are the cyber criminals who about stealing the credits and card informations or something. So, uh, and they are the one who doing bad things about the other system and application. And next we have a great hat hacker. So the great hat hacker is the one who operate with permission but do not have malicious intent. They often report security flaws, organization, and hacker who may break the laws but without malicious intent. And example of this, a hacker exposing a vulnerability without permission but not causing harm, or they don't do hacking for malicious intent. And next is we have types of hacker. So like I mentioned earlier, we have the additional lang. So proceed tayo kay script kiddies. So the script kiddies is the one who are the inexperienced individual who use the free-made hacking tools without understanding their mechanism. So they are the simple, uh, in other terms or in other words, they are the people who use the hacking tools like yung mga tools ginagamit or the tools that they use for phishing or SQL section or scripting. And you have the activists, which is the hacker who target organization or governments for political or social reason. And of course, we have the state response or state sponsored hackers, which is the one that funded by the government to carry out the cyber attacks. And next, we have the insider threats. So these are the employees or the former employees who did or who exploit the internal access to compromise the security of their company. So sometimes it is implemented or what we call spying or something. And next we have a phase of ethical hacking. So here are the three. So recognize sense. First, they gather the information about the target system, such as domain, IP address, and the structure of the network, because they are the one who uh, these are things that easy to trade, especially the network structure. So, and next is the scanning phase, which is they identify the offend ports, planning service, and vulnerability using tools like Nmap and Nessus, which is the one who they use for hacking. And after that is they gaining access. So they exploiting the vulnerability to gain unauthorized control over the system using tools like ayan, Metasploits. And after that, they're going to maintain access and they're establishing the persistent access through vectors or malware to ensure the continued control. And uh, then next is covering tracks, which is erasing the evidence of hacking activities to avoid detection by security teams or forensic investigator. In other word, after they hack, they destroy the evidence to make sure that they will not find out who hacked the system. And next is here are the common ethical hacking tools that they use. And we have Nmap. So, like what I mentioned earlier, it is a network scanning tool used to discover hosts, open ports, and services. And we have the Metasploits frameworks. So, it is a powerful exploitation tools used for penetration testing and security assessment. So, sometimes it used then for ginagamit siya ni white hat hacker to check the vulnerabilities of specific applications or system. And next is we have a Wireshark, which is a network protocols analyzer used to trap for traffic monitoring and packet analysis. And we have a Warpsuit. It is a web application security testing tools then ginagamit. Used for discovering vulnerabilities and websites or specifically for the web dev part. And we have the John the Reefer. It is a password cracking tool that help in testing the strength of passwords. So in other words, it is the tool that's used to crack the encrypted password. And we have a NICTO, which is a web vulnerability scanner used to detect security flaws in web server and application. And of course, the SQL map, which is an automated tools used to test SQL injection vulnerabilities. And we have aircraft or aircraft, a toolset for assessing wireless network security and cracking Wi-Fi password. Actually, there are so many tools that they use for hacking, and these are the common lang or the most famous tools that they use. And next is we have a legal ethic and ethical considerations, of course, in terms of ethical hacking. So we have a laws and regulation. So for Computer Fraud and Abuse Act, so we have a based on U.S. law, it is prohibiting unauthorized access to computer system. So it is automatic the CFAA again. And we have a general data protection regulation, which is from European regulation governing data privacy and security. And we have what we call PCI DSS, or the Payment Card Industry Data Security Standard. It is a compliance requirements for organization handling credit card and transaction. And we have EIA, which is a Cybersecurity Information Sharing Act, which is about encouraging information sharing between private and government sector. And of course, we have the responsible disclosure. So the ethical hacker must report the discovered vulnerability to the organization, follow a responsible disclosure policy. Again, the ethical hacker are the white hat hacker. And many organizations have vague bounty programs that reward ethical hackers for reporting security flaws. And of course, the unauthorized penetration testing without permission is illegal and can result in legal consequence. So, like what I said earlier, so we have a great attacker, which is they hack and they don't do anything malicious, but it is again illegal pa rin siya kasi they don't have the permission. Even they don't do anything bad about the system or the application. And next is we have penetration testing. So, ayan. First tayo for penetration testing. So, again, what is a penetration testing? So, when we say penetration testing, it is simulated server attack to assess the security defense of a system or network. So, it helps the organization proactively identify and address security weakness also. Sometimes or before implementation of the system, they use the penetration testing agad. So to make sure that the system is good before it implemented. And we have the different types of penetration testing. So first is we have a uh black box testing or black box testing, which is the tester has no prior knowledge of the system and simulate an external attacks. And we have the white box testing, which is the tester has fully knowledge of the system, including the source code and architecture and overall about the system. And next is we have the gray box testing. The tester has a partial knowledge of the system and simulating an insider attack scenario and so on. And the purpose of this is, of course, to assess the security posture of the system and, of course, identify the weakness before attackers do and provide the recommendation for improving the security. And next is the steps of a penetration test, which is first is planning for reconnaissance, and it is about defining the scope, rule of engagement, and gathering preliminary information. And we have a scanning, which is identify the live host, service, and the vulnerability or the vulnerabilities through the automated and manual testing. And after that is the exploitation, which is attempting or trying to gain unauthorized access using the exploits attack and techniques. And we have the post exploitation, which is assessing the level of access they gain from the testing and the potential impact on organization. So for the last one is the reporting and remediation or remediation, or it is about the documenting findings and providing recommendation and assessing with mitigation efforts to make sure that the system won't encounter the same scenario that they encounter during the penetration testing. So the example of this is a pen tester attempts to exploit a misconfiguration of firewall to gain access to company internal networks. So again, for the software or the system development, simple error can cause a lot of trouble, especially in security. That's why they perform the penetration testing to make sure that uh, the security or all the configuration about the firewall or the basic security defense is functioning well. Next is we have tools used in penetration testing then. So these are tools which this tools is used then for of course the hacking or illegal hacking like they use by the black hat and the gray hat. But of course they use the same tool for testing because they are the gray and the black hat hacker are the one who will hack the system without permission. And here are the tools which is the Nmap, um, Metasploit, and we have Verbsuit and Wireshark. Again, the Nmap is about the network scanning tool to discover the host and service. And it's about example of this is in scanning a network to identify often ports. And for this next one is in Metasploit. It's about and exploiting the framework for testing vulnerabilities. Example is exploiting a known vulnerability in web application. And next is we have a VARP suite, which is tool for testing web application security. And the example of this about identifying SQL injection vulnerabilities. And last is we have a workshop, which is about network protocols, analyzer for capturing and analyzing traffic, which is the example of this about detecting suspicious network activity or about something that they can infiltrate through network traffic. And next is we have a conclusion for the ethical hacking and penetration testing. So it's about ethical hackers or ethical hacking plays a crucial role in protecting organization for cyber or from cyber threats, and an organization must adopt penetration testing to identify and mitigate security vulnerabilities before attacks exploit them. And of course, the ethical hackers must have always follow the legal and ethical guidelines to ensure responsible security testing and the continuous learning. So, and the collaboration between ethical hackers and the organization strengthen overall cybersecurity resilience because uh, without penetration testing, so the system may be hacked by the black and the other types of hacker. So sometimes the penetration testing is only applied for the big companies or big application or system, which is involved the money or some data with private information. And That's all. This is the end of the report.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you so much, presenter. No, as
So
you
did you
have mentioned earlier, no, there
Geraldine?
are several types of penetration testing. There are several types of penetration testing based on the scope and objectives of the assessment. Now, I don't know if you're familiar with black box testing simulates an external attacks now without prior knowledge at the target system, closely resembling real-world hacking attempts. Now, white box testing provides tester with full access to system architecture, allowing for a comprehensive security evaluation. We have also what we call gray box testing, fails in between, where falls in between, I mean, where tester have partial knowledge of the system, enabling a more targeted approach. No? Each type of testing serve different security objectives, no? Depending on the organizational needs. Ethical hacking actually follows as a structured methodology to ensure a thorough security assessment. So the process typically involves reconnaissance, no, gathering information about the target, scanning, no, identifying the vulnerabilities, gaining access or the exploiting vulnerabilities, and maintaining access or evaluating long-term threats, and reporting, documenting findings, and recommending solutions. Following this process, allowing ethical hackers not to conduct assessment efficient and help organizations strengthen their security posture. So ethical hacking must be conducted within legal and ethical boundaries. No, unauthorized hacking is illegal and can result in severe penalties. So ethical hacker must obtain explicit permission from system owners before conducting security assessment. Additionally, they should adhere to ethical standards such as confidentiality, integrity, and responsible disclosure of vulnerabilities. Certifications such as certified ethical hacker and offensive security certified professional validate an ethical hacker's knowledge and commitment to ethical practices. Despite its benefits, no, ethical hacking faces several challenges. Organizations may be reluctant to expose vulnerabilities, fearing reputational damage or financial loss. Additionally, the evolving nature of cyber threats requires constant adoption of testing techniques. Ethical hacker must stay updated with the latest attack methodologies and security trends. Furthermore, penetration testing can be resource intensive, requiring skilled professional, advanced tools, and time for proper assessment. So therefore, as cyber threats become more sophisticated, ethical hacking and penetration testing will play an even more critical in cybersecurity. Emerging technologies such as artificial intelligence and machine learning are being integrated, no, into penetration testing tools to automate vulnerability detection. Again, the rise of quantum computing also represent new challenges necessitating stronger encryption methods and advanced security measures. Organizations must continue to invest in proactive security testing to stay ahead as cyber criminal and protect their digital asset. So, to sum up, ethical hacking and penetration testing are essential practices in today's cybersecurity landscape. Through identifying and addressing security vulnerabilities before they can be exploited, organizations can protect their system, data, and reputation. As cyber threats evolve, ethical hackers and penetration testers will remain at the forefront of the securing digital infrastructure, ensuring a safer and more resilient cyber space. Okay, so I think that's it for this